Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on Revit Architecture, Parametric Modeling. And my name is Lisa. I'm the moderator for today. Before we start our webinar, let we go through some guidelines to ensure having a smooth and engaging webinar experience. Kindly keep muted your microphones, and if you have any questions or comments, please use the chat box on your right hand side. And also, I have shared a link for register for attendance. Sorry, we will passing the e-certificate, and also we will be providing some free voucher for next training. So please register your attendance. And now let's introduce our speaker for today, TS Muhammad Hafiz, our BIM manager, to start our presentations on Revit architecture. He have a knowledge on building information modeling system, so he will be sharing with us on how Revit architecture will work. So without further, I will now hand over the virtual floor to TS Muhammad Hafiz.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Lisa, for the opening today. All right, so basically for the today's session, we'll do what we call it the introduction about the Autodesk Revit architecture, and then a few basically the teaser of the modeling lah. Okay, so basically before that, I would like to start with to sharing about our training. So basically, the Bina initiative also one of the what we call it the training center in Malaysia. So we are authorized Autodesk Training Center. So what we offer this one basically we have the training. So the training basically is not first on the Autodesk. Okay, so we also focusing on the customer training. So basically for the Autodesk training, normally if some of the participant already have basic one, or they would like to know that some of the elements or module in the Revit. So basically we do recommend on the customized one. So this customized training can be customized also the number of days and also based on why you need it. Okay, so we offer from the architecture, structure, MEP, Civil 3D InfraWorks, and then Visual Manage and also the AutoCAD. So beside the Autodesk one, we also have the Oracle certified training. And also we have a few training. For example, if you want to go for the linear planning, mass hall diagram, Asta BIM training, master project, research and cost analysis, ICT, and BIM management training. So for the BIM management training here, basically we conduct a training for you to what we call it to guiding you that to implementing BIM in your projects. Okay, so here is our facilities. Basically, our facilities in the 3T Square. So our facilities can be fit is around 15 to 16 people. Okay. All right. So this one a list of our trainers. So basically, we have a few trainers based on their specialization. So like Nurul is for the Civil 3D, Afif for the structural. So for the AutoCAD for Mr. Azlan, so Nadra, Nasro, and also Dila also they are specialized in the architecture, structure, and MEP. So here is our partnership. So most of our partnership is from the eConstruct, IEM, PEM, FTK, UTHM, REDA, SM, and also Associate of Construction Project Managers Malaysia. Okay, so all the trainings in the Bina basically is what we call it can be claimable by the HRDC Corp. Okay. All right. So basically, we go directly to the what we call it the Autodesk one. So like Lisa mentioned earlier, if you have any inquiries regarding the product or the Autodesk Revit specifically, so please do drop your what we call it your inquiry in the comment section. All right. Okay. So basically, for the Autodesk Revit. Okay, Autodesk Revit basically is one of the tool that have been using widely in Malaysia for the BIM implementation. So as we know, I think most of you also aware that like for example in government project like JJKR, they are already what you call it put in the BQ that most of their modeling based on the Autodesk product. So for example, like architecture, structure, and MEP, we're using the Revit. And then the civil work, we're using Civil 3D. And the conceptual for the infra work, they we're using InfraWorks. And then the coordination and also 4D simulation, also by using the Navis Work Manage. Okay, so this what we call it the tool that commonly using in Malaysia. Okay, so the reason why the Revit is we call it is the commonly tool in Malaysia is number one because of their capability and also the interface. Okay, so from the Revit basically you can have what we call it the parametric components, the work sharings, schedule, and then you can be for the interoperability. So which means you can export to the IFC. They have the add-ins or the plugins in the interface and also the website. Later on, I will share, and also the annotation. So far, what I can see, basically, this one is my point of view because of the as the Revit user is more than 10 years, so I can say that it's a reliable 3D tool basically, and then from 3D to the 2D also is one of the what we call it the powerful tool and easy to be what we call it adapt to the new user. Okay, so the Revit, as you I think if some of you already have the what we call it the exposure that you know that they have the automatically update floor plan, elevation section, and 3D view, and then 3D visualization to see the building before it's built. So their visualization visually is what we call it is good. Okay. Okay. All right. So this one is the sample. Basically, one of the features earlier that I mentioned. So basically here, the schedule. So from this video, as you can see that here, basically to creating or modifying the schedule, combine two or more parameters in the single schedule using the schedule properties. So this video demonstrates the following: modify a door schedule to combine parameters, select a separator, add a suffix, and provide a name for the combined parameter, and edit the combined parameter column in the schedule. So the video, so this one is, I will show the video first from our Revit. Then after that, I will do the demo. Okay, so as you can see that the idea here basically to add the parameter uh, to extract the schedule. So from here, basically, it's very important that during the modeling that to have the proper planning or what we call it guideline to make sure that all the parameters like the name, the values are correctly model in the what we call it in the 3D. Okay. Okay. Schedule is one of the benefits that's coming from this tool. Basically, it will benefit during for the 5D quantification. Okay, so people basically for the 5D, basically the ideal process is involving with another tool. Okay, as the market, they have a few like the cost apps, the Cloudon software. So from there, basically you can do the extraction of the quantity. But from Revit also can be do the quantification by extracting the schedule of quantity, and also you can put in the 2D drawing. Okay, so this one what we call it as the parametric component. So basically in the Revit, the thing that I love about these features because the parameter. So the parameter of the element, architectural elements, so such as the door, the windows, the louvers. Okay, so these features is helping, like for example, like in one project, they have what we call it the same design of window, but they have a different size. Okay, so normally it's for example W1, then we go for the W1A, W1B, W1C. So from there is due the what we call it the difference of the sizing. So by using Revit, basically we just need to create one libraries, one families. Basically in the Revit they call it as a family, the window families. So basically you can duplicate and apply it in a different sizing. So this one of the videos. Well, so like the video showing that basically this one is the M fixed window. So this one, the sizing 1915 and 1220. So basically you can change it, the size of the window. So basically the seal height and also the height, the width of the window. Okay, so basically for the each libraries or families, they are required a host. So as you can see in the video, basically all the windows must attach to the wall. So the wall, we call it as the host. Later on, I will share in the demo on the using the tool. So basically, the Revit also have the for the features for the construction. Okay, so when we're talking about the construction, basically it's not limit to the architecture, so it goes to the other like the structural. So then we go for the construction modeling, construction coordination, interoperability for the Navy's work, import or export the 2D sheets, details, and also fabrication for the structural engineering. So as you're aware that in the Revit, especially on the Autodesk product, years by years, they will have a new features they will include in the Revit. As from the 2016, if I'm not mistaken, so basically from that year, they are starting to have what we call it the additional features, because some of the version they will put like for the structure is uh, connection. And then I do realize that in the 2022 or 2023, so they have what we call it the plugin for the precast. Okay, so this one basically is showing that the Autodesk improving their tools to support for the new technology years by years. Okay, so basically when we go for the Revit, basically what the thing that the latest one have been done is they have features in the Autodesk Construction Cloud. So basically in the Revit right now, whatever that you do the modeling can be synchronized to the cloud, okay, to the cloud model. So they have the real-time collaboration. Then they have a secure co-author for the Revit and real-time across from the one office to or one team to another team, and then improve productivity and efficiency, reduce rework, and accelerate project delivery. So from these three features, basically, is help to do the collaboration without the boundaries. So basically, let's say that your project might be you supporting for the overseas project and the office here in Malaysia. So you still can can create, update, or revise your 3D BIM model by using the ACC, because the most important thing that the PMC or the owner or basically your manager are creating or set up the BIM model in the cloud base. So from there, that you as the coordinator or modeler, you just took the model from the cloud and then you do the amendment and revising the model and it will reflect back to the central model at the upper on the cloud. Okay. All right. So basically, uh, I believe that these features in Malaysia are less people are using it. So basically, the Revit also have the capability to do the analyze, simulate, and connect to the cloud for the info design. So basically, from like the structural BIM model we creating using the Revit, you can push the 3D model for the structure analysis by using Autodesk robot structure. So that one also and the Revit also are offering the analytical BIM modeling. So they have analysis in the system. So basically the project basically can be what we call it is the shared Revit model and coordinate anytime. So detail model for structure fabrication. So MEP fabrication and also connect design to fabrication for the concrete structures. So all the features and also the analyzed features can be utilized in the Revit platform. Okay, so basically by implementing BIM and using the BIM and basically creating the model by using Revit. So number one is can to increase the utility and speed, enhance the collaboration. So transparency or the better data quality. So what we call it as the transparency or better data quality, visualization of the data and enhance fault finding. So from these five benefits that using the BIM, using the Revit in your BIM implementation, I believe can help your office or your team to deliver the BIM deliverable for your project basically. Okay, so some of the project they are open when we call it about open BIM, so which mean that not all of the stakeholders were using the Autodesk product. They were using like Revit. Like for example, architect might be using the ArchiCAD. The CNS might be using the Allplan or Tekla. And then the MEP might be using the Revit. So from these three different roles, basically the Revit can import and export the model to the IFC for the interoperability. So that's the beauty about the Revit tools. Okay. All right. So I will do the quick one for the what we call it the interface. Okay, the interface. So basically here is the interface of the Revit. So this one I'm using the Autodesk Revit 2023. So if I go for the sample here, basically, okay, so for the Autodesk Revit 2023, as you know that they are not coming out with the license for the, what we call it, individual or perpetual. So they were using the subscribe base, subscription base. So which means you need to do what we call it to renew yearly. Lah. Okay. All right. Some of the partners or like Bina itself, we also selling the license for the Autodesk product, and then it's depend either you want to buy for the 1 year or basically for the next 3 years direct. Okay, so we offer on that, and then please bear in mind basically for the each ID or login, so you can use in the one machine per time. Okay, so basically, if you are logged in your laptop, so you need to log out from your desktop. Okay, so they cannot be used at the same time, basically. So normally the Autodesk, we do the detect and then they will issue out on the LC. We call it as the license compliance lah. So that's why in your office on your in your or your in your team, you need to manage your license wisely lah. Wisely, so to make sure that the Autodesk is not detecting. So how the method detecting is normally based on your IP. Okay, that's why that's why you need to have the what we call it internet connection by using the what we call it the Revit one. Okay. Okay, so this one is the features of the 3D. So this one the sample of project. So as you see that basically this one is the 3D version. So from the 3D version, this one basically they have on the below here what we call it the detail. So if you want to go on the find, and then if you want to go for the shape version, so that we can change. So when we're talking about the information, so for example, like the railing here, so I'm click here. So if you go on the edit type here, okay, so all the information about the railing can be appear here. So the railing, basically the height, the type of the railing, and then you can be scroll down. So basically they have a handrail 1, 2, and also the IFC perimeter. Okay, so this IFC perimeter, basically you can fill in, and then also the mark here identity, you can using the unique class standard. Okay. Okay, so then we go, let's say we go here on the windows. So when we go the windows here, basically all the parameters of the window here. And then as you can see, they have analytical properties. So basically you can have defined the thermal properties. And then here is the description. So this one single unit triple gaze. And then here what we call it all the model informator. Okay. So here basically you can go see that here is the family of the library of the window that you have created. So let's say that if you need to the new one, so you can load here. So then we go to the libraries. So we go to libraries here. So they have a family template here. And also they have a libraries. Okay, so all these families has been here. You can create. Okay. All right. So beside that, also, if you notice, if they have some the window, they have the material. So let's say this one. If we go here, the edit type here. If we go on the double click here, so then we go to the origin of the families. So let's say that here have the material. Then after this, you can see that they have a subcategory here, basically glass and the solid. So this one can cancel. Right. So at the features here, basically here is the material. Okay. So all the Autodesk material here. So basically each the material they have what we call it the identity, the graphics, and also the appearance. So appearance which means that another black. So this one all the pattern. This one is the physical, the behavior. And then also here is the thermal, all the thermal information. Okay, so this one is what we call it the generic material that already have in the Autodesk libraries. Okay, all right. So basically this one, as I mentioned earlier, that how we want to create the, what we call it the library. So this one is the modeling of the architecture. Okay, so as you can see that all the architecture element here from wall, railing and louvers and also floor finishes. So since the model is incomplete because there's no structural element, so what I did basically you can do the link. So how you want to link? Basically, this one is a managed link. Okay, so the link is you go on the insert and link the Revit. Then after that, you will see that here the structural. So basically, we go here auto internal origin to the internal origin, and then click open, and then close. So basically, here is your combination architecture and the structural model. Okay, so as you can see here, basically in the project browser, they have what we call it 3D view, elevation, section, and also floor plan. So let's say if we go on the ground floor, okay, so basically the features also can be linked with the AutoCAD. So this one you can using link CAD. Okay, then you link it. Basically, make sure you click current view only. Then after that you click open. Because if you're not tick this one, all your 2D CAD will appear in all what we call it in every view here. Okay. All right. So let's say we want to do to hide. So we go on the VG. Okay, so we go to imported. So this one we can untick. So there we unhide. There we hide all the CAD drawing. Okay, so as you can see here in the AutoCAD, in the Revit, so the features, like for example, the elevation and also the section. So let's say I would like to create a new section. So we go here directly. So we just do creating, then we right click, go to the view. So automatic the section have been created. Has been created. So let's say that is this door, okay? For example, like I would like to have this door to change. So I will go to the right click, I click here. So I click to the families here. So let's say I would like to change this one, okay, to FD. So basically whatever that I change in one view, they will reflect in the 2D plan and also 3D view, okay? So let's say this one, I do the changes back to the door. So basically we appear here, they will appear in the plan and also section. So that's the beauty of the Revit, that the features that I like, because the amendment just need to create in one view. In one view, in one level, then it will reflect to the overall view and also model. So that's the what we call it, the beauty about the Revit. Okay. All right, so from there here, basically, let's say that we want to do the extracting of the schedule. So let's say that okay, here is the schedule under view. So basically here the schedule of the quantities. So I will go on the schedule on quantities. So let's say that I would like to have the door. So here's the door schedule. So phase of the new construction, click OK. So they will appear here. So basically, let's say I would like to know about their family. Okay, I would like to know about their parent. I would like to know about their mark. I would like to know about their width. And also, I would like to know about their height. So after this one, basically you can do a range. So like, for example, this one mark, I would like to up. You can go down. You can choose the one. And then family for relative width and height. And then click OK. So basically, in a few seconds, they have created the door for you. Okay. As you can see the mark here. So this one, and here is the type of the door, and here is the fire rating. So let's say if you like to know if you want to separating the door by the field or basically by the type. So I will go on the filter here. Basically, I will sorting by family. So equal, and then sorting, basically sort by family. Okay. Then this one header, footer. This one we go on totals only. and then formatting and appearance. So the formatting here, for example, like the mark, family, rating, the width, the height. So basically you can have the calculation here. So appearance, so just click OK. So automatic they are segregate the type of window by using the schedule. So you can see that basically you have the what we call it the 3000 size of the door, and also double leaf and also single leaf. And then you also can put what we call it the totals. So this one is the conditional format. So you can have the total here. All right, so this one is for the door schedule. Okay, as you can see that. So let's say I would like to know the area. So you want to know about this time I would like to know about the floor finish. So basically what is the area or the volume of the floor. So you can go for the schedule and quantity. So you type F in your keyboard, floor. So you click OK. So let's say you want to know about the area. You want to know about the account. And then you want to know about the, we call it, the family and type. And also you want to know is which level. And also you want to know about their volume. Okay. So let's say this one I will go up. This one I will go up. This one count, I will go down. So this one area and volume, and just click OK. So here we appear like this. Okay, so you have a type of floor. Okay, so all the floor are same, 5 mm. So basically you want to know the area, we call it the total of the area. So you can go for the sorting. So the sorting by the family and type. So the formatting, so basically for the area, you can do the calculation of total. All right. So you can using the field format here, basically using the square meter. Decimal, you can go 1 or 2. So I will choose 2, decimal meter, and click OK, and then click OK. All right. So basically we have this one. And then basically you have the footer, the totals here, count and total. And then formatting, showing this one, blah, blah, this one. And then click OK. So they will appear here is the total of the area. So you also can add also, for example, the others, for example, like the volume, the same process. So go on the formatting, volume. So this one calculation totals, then field format, 2 decimal, basically cubic meter, then click OK, and then click OK. So there we have here the numbers. So this schedule benefit when you are in the 5D quantification process. Like this one based on the our experience that do the quantifying. So what we did is we will sit with the what we call it the QS team, the QS team. So we will asking them. So what the item or the element that they need our team to generate. So normally they will ask like the numbers of doors, the number of windows, toilet fixture, basically sanitary fixture. So all that kind of element to be quantified, and then they will do cross check with the numbers that they have. And then also like for example, the type of finishes, also they will type finishes like the tiling, the cement render, or some of the wall is for the painting, tiling. So all these elements we quantify, and then we share with the QS team so they can do the cross-checking or verification. Okay, so the numbers to ensure that the numbers the in the modeling are tally. what we're doing is basically the modeler we put in all the element based on because normally we're using the reverse engineering one, so which means that we will base on their 2D CAD. So from the 2D CAD, basically, we will do the cross-checking, the coordinator for the model quality. Then after that, we generate the schedule and send the QS. So if they have a discrepancy, for example, the numbers that we generate are different with the numbers that the QS have. So we will do the another cross checking, and then it's verified. So we will send the technical the TQ to the what we call it the client on that. Okay. All right. So this one is the features of the what we call it the schedule. So the modeling basically, like for example, like this one, the features here is can be uh, changed or can be updated. So for example, like this door, basically, so this door, as I mentioned here, basically you can change the what we call it the dimension or the size. So what we can do is we go on the edit type here, and then we do the duplication. So we will make sure that the name is not to be same because it's a different type. So we click OK. So you can do the measurement here. Basically, let's say this one, the width is around 2,600 and the height is 3,100. So I just click OK. So before you click OK, you can do also the preview here. So the preview here is basically your window, your door after it's a minute. So just click OK. So as you can see, it's changing. Okay. So this one is not changing, but unless I change to this one, so they will appear here. And then also they have what we call it the features, what we call it mesh proof. Mesh proof is like in the AutoCAD lah, MA. So I'm typing MA, or basically in the modify, you go on the mesh proof. Okay. So you select this one and then you can select, so they will appear the same. Okay. So let's say I'm select this one, so I will select here. So let's say if you want to, okay, so this one mesh type, so we click, so they will appear. So they will change. Okay, for example, like this one, they will change. Okay, right. So that's the features basically in the Revit that I personally like it because they have the parametric, what we call parametric features. Okay, so these parametric features are not limited to the door or window or roller shutter. They also are for the railing. So this one, the louvers, and also the stairs here. Okay. Okay, so let's say that if you would like to create the new libraries, okay. So the new libraries, so this one I will click no. So the new libraries basically here is the what we call it the space to create the model. So the model, let's say if you open one, if you have the existing project, so this one is a new one, the new project you want to create. So let's say in the new one, as you can see, they have a construction, architecture, structure, and plumbing. So normally we're using the architecture template. So this one you can do. So let's say you want to create template. So this one is a project template. This one is the project. So what the difference between these two is their file extension. So in the project template, their file extension are .rte, and Revit, basically their file extension are project RPT. So the project template here uh, is useful and also is recommended to be created when in the early project. So this project template normally will be created by the BIM coordinator. So the BIM coordinator will share this template to the all modeler. So in this template, what is the objective to create this template? Basically, if to standardize all the modeling. So in this template, we'll be advised to put all the standard or the requirement that you need to make sure that all the modelers will deliver the model as you expected. Okay. So for example, you want to have the modeler using the libraries that you already create, or you want that file naming, the viewpoint, everything have been set up. So do the BIM coordinator need to create the project template shared to the modelers? Okay. All right. So this one is for the families. Families, like I said, is the library. So this one, the open one. So in the families, basically, for their file extension are different. Their file extension are .rfa. So please bear in mind that basically the project is .rvt, the template is .rte, and the libraries is .rfa for the what we call it the families for session. So let's say for the families you want to create new here. If you can see here, the sample for the architecture, structure, simple, and this one. So let's say if you want to create new, so they will appear like this, the template. So this one, as you see here, the annotation. So this one is a mess. So this one, the title block. So this title block, what we call it, the standard Autodesk one. But if you have your company standard or project title block, you can import it and put also in the Revit. So this one is the what we call it the perimeter. Okay, the family. So basically like this one for the baluster for the railing. So each of this one have served the purpose. Okay. So if some of you already familiar with the family's creation, you will basically for the each this perimeter, you can what we call it to be creative to create the element. So for example, like one of my coordinator creating the viaducts to make it a parametric and also the location aligned with the XYZ. So he using is what we call it the structural beam. They're using the structural beam profile and so basically this one they're using the structure framing family base. So basically the model can be what we call it parametric. Okay. Okay, some of them like for example like creating the louvers. Okay, creating the louvers, some of them they were using like curtain wall. Some of them were using this one windows. So it's depend on your creativity, basically how you which base of the families you want to create the Revit model. Okay, as you can see they have. But I do not recommend that you stick with the generic model. So generic model here, they will affect when what we call it, when you're exporting the quantity to the schedule, because some of the element, though they don't have the system or specification, so it will be difficult when you want to sorting during the schedule quantities. I do recommend, for example, like if you do the what we call it railing using this one, the baluster, column, curtain wall, so data device. So data device, this one they have what we call it hosted. So either it's a wall or the ceiling base. Okay, so curtain wall, door. So I do recommend that you create the libraries based on the system here. So let's say like this one, you should see they have a ceiling base, face base, floor base, and also the line base. Okay, so if you want to know about the family creation or on the advanced Revit modeling, basically you can also sign up with our class lah, because we have do the trainer that will focus on you on teach you and give you exposure about how to manipulate the family creation by using this system. Okay, all right. So I believe that my session will be end. So now for now, I'm open for the basically the question.
Hi, participants. Do you have any questions to ask to our PS Muhammad Hafiz? If there is any questions, you can drop down at the chat box given. Okay, if there is no other questions, I think we can end today's webinar sessions. Is there anything else that you want to share more, Mr. Afis?
I think that's it, Lisa.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's end the sessions today. Thanks for joining our online webinar session. I think there's someone is typing. Oh, okay, thank you. And please do register your attendance. So we will be hand over the e-certificate and also sharing you the voucher of our next training. We're also providing training for Revit, MEP, and architecture. So we will be providing you the e-voucher also. So don't miss it. Try to register your attendance. And as we can come to the end of today's webinar, I would like to thank to all the participants to take part on our webinar sessions. I hope this have been a very knowledge sharing to you. And once again, thank you. And we will be sending to you our next webinar, when will be our next webinar and the calendar of our next webinar sessions. So thank you and see you again on our upcoming webinar session. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.